In this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about five ways to change the way that you think about money. Let's go ahead and jump straight into it. This is going to be a pretty quick video, but it is what it is. It's some powerful stuff in this video. But number one, see money as a tool, not a goal. So many people, they make money and their goal is to hit a certain number. And then when they hit that number, they think that life is going to be this, I don't know, this fairy tale, imaginative thing. I don't really know what they expect. Honestly, people are like, I want $1 million, but they don't know why, right? The thing is, you have to know why you want to make $1 million before you actually will make $1 million, because the why is how you'll make the $1 million in the first place. Does that make sense? Money isn't the destination. It's a tool to build, bless, and create freedom. Chasing money for status leads to stress. Using money for purpose leads to peace. What is the purpose of you going out trying to make money, and then what is the purpose behind all of this? So you have to figure that out first before you get to the rest of it, and you have to see money as a tool to get you from point A to point B, typically faster than if you didn't have the money in the first place. Number two, shift from scarcity that was weird. Shift from scarcity to abundance. Scarcity says there's never enough. Abundance says I can create more. Money flows to value. Focus on how you can serve, solve problems, and create, not just save and survive. 1000%. I see people all the time that will make excuses for why they can't do something based on the lack that they have. And most of the time, it's not even necessarily that they actually have lack, but up here, we talked about mindset in the last video, up here, they are lacking. They don't have the mindset to think about what they do have and how to use what they have, right? They think why can't I versus how can I, right? Why can't I versus how can I? And you have to shift that ASAP if you actually want to go create any type of abundance or any type of really anything in your life, right? If you want to go be a YouTuber, you have to practice. You have to put out videos. And the person that has a scarcity mindset will think, oh man, I can't do that because fill in the blank, 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 fill in the blank. But the person that says I'm going to do it anyway will think, okay, well, I have time here, 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 and how can I do this even though I don't have that much time? Totally different. One person ends up not doing anything with their life. The other person ends up doing everything with their life. Number three, stop tying your worth to your wallet. You're not broke. You're just in a rebuilding phase. Your net worth is your self-worth. Your net worth is not your self-worth. Detach your identity from your bank account so you can grow without shame. I see this happen a lot of time too. And most people that don't have a lot of money think like this. They tie everything about themselves to the dollar amount that they have in their pocket. When this dollar amount changes, my life will change. And that's just not how it works. You have to change first before this dollar amount changes. This dollar amount is essentially showing the score of how good you think, right? Unless obviously there's people who were born into it and this and that, but that's why that number changes after so long, right? So don't look at the number when it first get there. Look at the number over time, right? You just have these guys that are born into money or whatever, and they'll be multi-millionaires or whatever. And if you watch the trajectory of where that money goes, if they didn't learn how to use it, it always goes down, right? The people who understand how to use their brain, the money will go up. So again, your mindset is what produces everything around you. The physical is a manifestation of the mental. Does that make sense? Someone had to think about this car before it was this car. They didn't just get the car and were like, I should make a car now and then fix it. No. There was no car first. And someone was like, I need a way. They were thinking, how can I get somewhere faster? And so they created the car, right? So you have to do the same thing. Number 4, invest, don't just spend. Poor mindset, what can I buy? Wealthy mindset, what can I build? Think long term, learn to invest in skills, assets, and opportunities instead of chasing quick dopamine with purchases. I'm pretty sure that's pretty self-explanatory in my opinion. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of people are just spending their money just to show out. They just want to impress the people they don't like. And they don't even like you, right? You're just trying to impress everybody around you. If you're trying to do that, it's not going to go well for you. And at the end of the day, no one really cares. Take the same money, invest it in something else. It doesn't have to be literally like stocks when I say investing. It can just be investing in your future, investing in tools, investing in a camera, investing in, I don't know, if you're a basketball player, basketballs, I always go back to basketball for some reason, but like investing, you could be investing time. Don't just spend your time playing video games, invest your time into being a better person, right? Investing and spending doesn't always have to equal in money. It can also be in other stuff. Replace I can't afford it with how can I afford it? This is number 5. This one shift opens up creativity and solutions. Instead of shutting down possibilities, you train your brain to solve problems and generate income. This kind of goes back to, where was it? The scarcity versus abundance. It's kind of the same sense, right? Now, this also goes to number 4, which is invest and don't just spend. You have to think, how can I afford it? However, you have to be selective on what you're trying to afford, right? Because some things you can't afford and you shouldn't afford and you shouldn't even try to afford, right? Like staying up until 2 o'clock in the morning playing video games. You can think, how can I afford the time to do that? You probably shouldn't be doing that. You see what I'm saying? However, if you want to be a vlogger and you're like, okay, I don't have the money for a camera to start this dream I have of, being a YouTuber. Well, you need to think about, how can I afford that camera? What can I do to afford that camera? On the other side, you have things that are like, I don't know, at the grocery store, you might have this $60 cake that you want, and you're thinking, how can I afford that? Great thought, bad thing to think it about. You see what I'm saying? So be selective on what you're using your brain to accomplish. And so with that, those are the 5 things that will will turn your life around when it comes to money. And I'm gonna go back through them really quick. Number 1, see your money as a tool, not a goal. Number 2, shift your scarcity to abundance. Number 3, stop trying to I keep doing that. Number 3, stop tying your worth to your wallet. Number 4, invest, don't just spend. And number 5, replace I can't afford it with how can I afford it. So with that, I'm wrapped up. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.